Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and for me, in this moment now, it is the day after Christmas. For you, I believe it is December 28th when this video is launching. Although I'm never sure. They go in the pipe and I don't know when they come out a lot of the times. We are doing a bit of a state of the channel wrap up for 2022 with a little bit of eyes ahead for 2023. Identifying kind of what successes we had, what went right, what went wrong, where the channel's going, that type of thing. So if you're looking for advice about an employment case, this is probably not the video for you. If you're like a fan of the channel, if you stick with the channel a lot, this might be interesting. I don't know. We're gonna find out. We'll see how this goes. First things first, let's identify the success of 2022 for the channel. 313,000 minutes of my stupid pink face got watched. That's wild. That's just bonkers and stupid. I can't believe it. I am touched that people watched. I hope it helps somebody. That's the goal. It's always the goal. Which brings us to the goal. The goal has always been to continue to just help people, which means that I think we have to prioritize not caring about views, which is something I've always tried to do, right? I'm not trying to get subscribers. I'm not trying to get views. I'm trying to create videos that answer questions that have been posted. And the idea behind that is that I answer questions that have been organically posted, I will be creating and posting answers that will then potentially be useful to other people in the future. So the goal is to not get like hundreds of thousands of views, although I will say those minutes watched were thrilling. It felt nice. It feels good, man. It feels good. It felt good that people watched. Made me feel like, oh, maybe this is valuable to some people, right? But the goal is not to get tons of views. The goal is to answer questions and create answers that will be viable for years to come, for future people that, you know, who have similar questions and they're Googling or searching YouTube, whatever they're doing, and they find these answers and maybe an answer that I made for one person to help one person and can help 10 people. Who knows, right? And I'm going to keep that up. The goal is just first and foremost, create those answers and make the bulk, 95% of the content on this channel is just going to be answers to questions that are posted. I do a little bit of current events. I do a little bit of trying to remind people like, hey, the American worker, not well treated, right? We keep voting for people who don't care about us. That's weird, man. But, you know, I'm going to try to keep the politics out of it and even the economic side of it. I know that people did not care for me talking about inflation and how it's impacting the U.S. worker, that those videos were not well received. And I gotta tell you, I thought it was important to say. Like, I still think it's important to say, like, when you go and ask for a raise, and you ask for a raise that's less than inflation over the past year, you're not, I mean, your wages are going down year to year. It's important to know, I think, but apparently the algorithm or the people disagree. To that tune, in the vein of keeping that goal of just helping people, I get a lot of comments, even people calling me, being like, you're such a jerk on that video. Okay, I mean, I am who I am. I'm going to communicate the way I communicate, and that is going to be really direct, really clear, and hyper honest, I hope. And sometimes I'm going to say things you don't like because I'm being honest. And other people who don't give a shit about you are going to say, yeah, I think you're right about that, when what you're saying is just vomiting nonsense. And I'm going to tell you, hey, if you keep vomiting nonsense, you're going to engage in self-harm and you're going to fuck your case up. So here's why this is nonsense. Stop it. Right? Like that's why, in my opinion, so many people think I'm a jerk. Do I say that in a really mean way? Yeah. Kind of who I am. I got low social skills, man. Just look at me. So yeah, I'm not gonna become a nicer, more cuddly person in 2023. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's keep going. the live streams went fairly well. Bizarrely, I think I did like 2 live streams in the entire year of 2022, and viewership was like super high. At like 3,000 minutes of those live streams are watched, which I think I did. It's like 10 minutes of content total that I live streamed. So I guess it was watched a fair amount. I do want to do more of those, but I think I need to figure out the correct kind of content for those, right? Like an ask and answer is a little too, it's going to create like a live stream that's hard to label. So like people aren't going to find the questions that I'm answering. So what I want to, maybe I'll do like a live stream of like a hypothetical, like playing out, hey, if you call an attorney for the first time, what kind of questions are they going to hit you with? Or if you're at your first free consultation, what should you expect? And maybe live stream those things. And then what I can do is have like I'll as the attorney throw out the questions that I might normally throw out during a potential client call or a free consultation, and let the chat just answer me organically, and then I'll riff on that. Like that's something I've been thinking about because I've identified that a lot of people find it really difficult to handle that potential client call. Like people coming in don't know what the attorneys want to hear. And that's a problem because the attorneys in our field, you know, as I've noted, and as many people have noted about me, they're people who chose conflict, right? They woke up after undergrad and they said, I'd like to go to law school. And then after law school, they just chose violence. And they're like, I'd like to fight about hate crimes every day and only get paid if I win, right? The people who do that tend to not be the most patient, encouraging people, right? They chose conflict. They chose violence. So, you know, it is what it is. But if I can arm you, the viewers, the people of YouTube land, with an idea of what attorneys want to hear, then you can have a much higher chance of obtaining representation by being like, hey, listen, person, here's what's going on, and here's why it's a good case. And the attorney might say, oh, you understand. Oh, okay. That's a really good sign for me as an attorney, having a client who understands just a little bit, right? Like, because we can work together instead of me saying, hey, yeah, stop talking about the bad things. Let's talk about the good things, right? Like, if we can get you to just go to whatever local counsel we're trying to help you obtain representation from and know what they need to hear, then it's going to matter less about the diminutive social skills of that local counsel and how they don't want to listen to you, right? How they're working on, 10 cases in a given day, and you call them up and they're like, I don't want to stop working on my cases. These are my clients. I got to listen to this person who's not my client. That's a thing that happens with attorneys, right? So I'm going to try to make live streams getting into that and into the consult, which I think both of these, just to be clear, I think are difficult both for the potential clients and for the attorneys. Like the attorneys, I've heard audio recordings of like consults and potential client calls, and employment attorneys, like I joke about it a lot, but wild creatures. Like, hopefully we're all in this business to help, but we could probably use a couple of courses for like Miss Manners or whatever that course was called, to teach people how to win friends and influence people. I mean, like I actually had a boss who made me read that book, and had a couple of good ideas. It's a valuable thing. But the most valuable thing about it was just reading a book centered on the idea of like what other people need from an interaction. Attorneys don't think about that. They're not interested, right? And that's a real mistake. Like when someone's calling you up for help, you should enter that interaction being like, what do you need? How can I help? Right? I often say, if someone's being decent to me even a little bit on the phone, be like, okay, how can I help? And I hear it like set people back. People are like, oh, this is very different from the last 10 calls, So I'm thinking about making like a series for attorneys. Not that I'm going to preach to attorneys, not that attorneys are really interested in what I have to say, but maybe they should be. I don't know. It's just something I'm playing with, helping people to kind of explain their case to attorneys, but also helping attorneys to just listen better, maybe. To which people are going to be like, Vince, why are you trying to help other attorneys become better at getting cases? I'm good. I got what I want out of life at this point. I just want to help. I mean, I'm going to keep working. I'm not like retiring or anything, but like, it'd be cool if there were more competent employment attorneys in more of the country, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm going to keep going. Our other non-YouTube media platforms. So TikTok, we are still on TikTok. Our firm administrator, Victoria, manages our TikTok. I've never looked at it. I hate it. I hate it so much. But it sounds like we are helping people on TikTok, and I don't ever have to look at it. And Victoria is 3 to 5 times smarter than I am. So I'm comfortable with her running that channel and me just providing answers to TikTok users and never having to log in. I will say that I've been sent some videos of other attorneys on TikTok, and I don't think it's a good format to explain employment laws. And I'm not pointing at anyone. Certainly, I have no interest in like a little turf war with another employment attorney. But some of the content's like strays into the like, we'll make you millions, and it's like, probably not, bro. Probably not. Like, you know, and some, you know, like some of the dancing stuff is like, okay, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with an attorney dancing and making fun content. I certainly try to make jokes on this thing, but how useful is that? I don't know. To me, not very useful. So listen, do I think that Congress should ban TikTok? No, probably not. Will I smirk if they do? I'm going to try really hard not to. Instagram and Facebook, we have these platforms. They're essentially pay to play. Like, nobody's going to see your content unless you pay to like get it out there, which makes like a free help channel, like free answers, free ask and answer, kind of useless, because then nobody sees that content, because Instagram and Facebook have no interest in like people getting free content, free help. That doesn't make Instagram or Facebook money. They're going to just go to the business and be like, no, pay us so people can see your content. And I'm going to be like, well, this content is just something I do for free for like funsies and to help people. And they're going to be like, yeah, we don't care about that or about those people who might need help. We want you to pay us if you want people to see it. To which I say, I'm good. Let's keep going here. Oh, yeah. People are going to... This happens a lot. People keep being like, oh, you do this channel. This is attorney advertising. And listen, we have the attorney advertising disclaimers on there. In some jurisdictions, this may be viewed as attorney advertising. But frankly, the first thing I say, and anyone who from this channel who's come to me and be like, hey, will you take my case, will tell you the first thing I say, and I say it over and over and over and over and over again, is you should get local counsel. You should get local counsel. Local counsel will be cheaper. Local counsel might be really good where you are. I happen to know local counsel where you are. Here's a really good way to find local counsel. Like, this channel is not meant to get us clients. That is not the goal of this channel. You should very much check with local counsel first. If you're in a part of the country where you have no good options for plaintiff side employment attorneys, yes, we are a national firm. We do fly attorneys around the country. We'll have that conversation with you, but I need to hear how and what you've done to find local counsel first, because local counsel is a better deal for you, because they're not flying attorneys around the country, which is super expensive. And some guy was telling me that I'm a piece of shit for our fee structure, and I was just like, okay, then don't hire me. Like, I don't hire local counsel. Like I told you, I think like 14 times. I literally told this guy 14 times, you should hire local counsel. He was like, no, I want to hire you. Gave him our fee structure, and he was like, how dare you? Like, that's why I told you to hire local counsel. Let's see. Last point of business, layoffs. Layoffs are the story of the second half of 2022. They are just getting started. And I know this because I can see the recruiters trying to hire employment attorneys to staff up for giant layoffs. Google has massive layoffs coming, I believe. I have to say I believe. But it's more than I believe. But I have to say I believe. It's just I believe. And many companies are going to be looking at massive layoffs. Not so much companies that create physical products, but companies that create intangible products, like tech companies, things of that nature. You're looking at some rather massive layoffs coming in 2023. It's a difficult time to be a tech worker. It's a difficult time to be a finance worker. It's the jobs that have been going really well for the past 20 years, you know, like tech, finance, stuff of that nature. They're hitting a rough patch now. It looks like, it appears to me. And that's a scary time for all of us. So I hope everybody is okay. I hope you are keeping your emergency funds. Hope you're remembering that to your job, you are just a cog in the machine. And generally speaking, employers are not caring entities, and you need to be taking care of yourself. You need to be doing things that are right for you. Very important. And I can't stress enough, organized labor is the future. It always has been. It always will be. It is the means by which people can band together to get better working conditions. And they also need to be holding, it's 2023 and people need to hold their unions accountable. I would say as many as half of the unions in this country are just hot garbage. Just blatantly, openly corrupt, not taking care of their constituents, not doing right by their members. It's just collecting money and wasting it, squandering it on their own management structure while not doing what they need to do in terms of being a union and their duties as a union. In 2022, I directed so many people to the National Labor Relations Union, both for anti-union activities of employers, but also just wild things that unions would put in writing to their members, like basically amounting to like, listen, I know this isn't your CBA, but we're not going to do this for you. What good is a collective bargaining agreement doesn't get enforced? What, like, for what purpose? And also, this person's been paying dues for decades to this union, and then one day the union just says, hey, yeah, this is your right, and we have it right here. It's very clear that your rights are being violated, but we don't care. We're not going to do anything about it. You got to be pretty stupid to put that in writing if you work for a union. Like, maybe you can't read at that point. It's the level of stupid that is on display when you do that to your union members. So if you're a rep or you're a shot caller at a union, you don't get a pass. And I will absolutely come for you if you continue to engage in that behavior. This is a long video. It's 20 minutes. All right. I'm cutting it. We're done. But happy, healthy 2023, everyone. I hope your 2022 was amazing. I hope that you have this time to rest to some extent, recover, and get ready for the future. And I look forward to another year of answering your questions. Take care.